Have you ever stared at your computer and just wondered what's actually going on inside that box? Well, today, we're going to pop the lid off and take a look. We're going on a little journey to demystify all the core components that bring your machine to life piece by piece. You ready? Let's get into it. I mean, what really makes it tick? You and I, we use these things every single day, but what's actually happening under the hood? That's the big question we're answering today. Think of this as your personal map to the engine room of the digital world. All right, so any big project needs a solid foundation, right? A computer is absolutely no different. We're going to start our virtual build with the one piece of hardware that everything, and I mean everything else, depends on. And here it is. This is the motherboard. Now, I know it kind of looks like a miniature city with all its circuits and slots looking like roads and buildings. And you know what? That's actually a great way to think about it. This is the backbone. It's the platform that connects every single component we're going to talk about. So you can think of the motherboard as the computer's central nervous system. It's not just a passive board holding things in place. It's an active hub. It's what dishes out the power and creates all the little communication highways that let the brain talk to the memory, the graphics card talk to the processor. You get the idea. Without this, you just have a box full of really expensive but totally useless parts. Okay, foundation is in place. Awesome. Now our machine needs to be able to, well, think, and it needs a place to hold its thoughts. So let's install the two components that do all the heavy lifting when it comes to processing information. And here they are. You've got the central processing unit, the CPU. That's the brain. And then you have the random access memory, or RAM. That's the computer's short-term memory. These two are partners, and they work together at incredible speeds. So the CPU's main job is to execute instructions. Every time you click your mouse, every key you press on your keyboard, it all gets broken down into simple commands that the CPU just tears through. It is the engine that drives the whole show. And if the CPU is the brain, then you can think of RAM as its workbench. See, when you open up an app or a file, it gets loaded into RAM so the CPU can get to it super fast. The more RAM you have, the bigger your workbench is. This is exactly why your computer slows to a crawl when you have like 30 browser tabs open. It's literally running out of space on its workbench. So that's a good question, right? We've got all this processing power, all this thinking going on, but that generates a ton of heat. And it all needs a very specific kind of power to run. So how does a computer basically keep itself alive? Well, our next two components are kind of like the heart and the lungs of our machine. One provides the lifeblood, the electricity, and the other makes sure everything stays cool enough to actually function. This box right here is the power supply unit, or PSU. Its job is absolutely critical. It takes the power coming from your wall outlet and converts it into the stable, low-voltage currents that all these delicate internal parts need to survive. It's why if you get a really powerful new graphics card, you might also need a bigger PSU to feed it all the energy it's hungry for. And to deal with all that heat we mentioned, that's where these guys come in, the cooling fans. Just like your lungs, they're all about air circulation. They pull cool air in from the outside and push all the hot air generated by the CPU and other parts out of the case. It's a simple but vital job. Okay, let's do a quick check. We've got a foundation, a brain, some memory, and a life support system. So how does all this stuff talk to each other? And maybe more importantly, how do we talk to it? It's time to check out the pathways and the ports. You see all those little lines etched into the motherboard? Those are called buses. A computer bus is basically a superhighway for data. It's the electrical path that carries information between all the different components at, just about the speed of light. But what if you want to add something new? Give your computer an upgrade? Well, that's what these slots are for. They're called PCI slots, and they let you plug in new expansion cards. Think a high-end graphics card for gaming, or a professional sound card for music. It's how you add new superpowers to your machine. Now let's talk about connecting to the outside world. All those different plugs on the back of your computer, those are ports. Now, today we mostly just use the super versatile USB for almost everything. But for a long time, computers had this whole collection of specialized plugs for very specific jobs. And this is what that panel of ports usually looks like. See how they're all different shapes? Each one was designed for a specific purpose. These are the physical gateways that let you plug in your keyboard, your mouse, a printer, your internet cable, everything you need to actually use the computer. We are so close to finishing our build. There are just a couple more really important pieces we need. We need the component that lets us see what the computer is doing, and we need a way for it to read information. And this is a big one. This is the video card, or as it's more commonly called, the graphics card. Its entire job is to take all the raw data from the computer, all those ones and zeros, and translate it into the pictures, the videos, the text, everything you actually see on your monitor. For anybody who's into gaming or video editing, this is probably one of the most important parts in the whole system.
And finally, we've got the optical drive. Now, you don't see these as much anymore, but for decades, this was how you installed software, watched movies, or listened to music. It uses a tiny laser to read information off a spinning disk, whether that was a CD, a DVD, or a Blu-ray. And there you have it. Our virtual computer is officially built. We've got the foundation, the brain, the workbench, the heart, the eyes, and all the connections that tie it all together. Each part has its own crucial role to play in bringing this incredible machine to life. So the next time you power on your computer, hopefully you'll have a bit of a new appreciation for that incredible symphony of components all working together inside. You know the building blocks now. So the only real question left is, what are you going to create?